Hey everyone, it's Rail Fanatic here, and welcome back to another scenario playthrough. Since the last one, I think I've created 2 or 3 scenarios, one of which I had to scrap entirely because it went corrupt and I didn't make any clones of it or any duplicates or, I didn't back it up or anything like that, and I'm so mad at myself. I just had so many issues with the game. I was getting out of memory crashes, and then the scenario just completely stopped loading. I couldn't even get into it to even edit it, so it was pretty much just trash at that point. And then I started having another issue where all of the AI trains just stopped moving randomly. Like they were actually, mid scenario doing their instructions, everything was going perfectly, and then they all just stopped and started crawling at like 1 mile an hour. And from there on, just held up the whole scenario and blocked paths that we had to go to. It wasn't salvageable at that point, and there was no way for me to troubleshoot it because there were no errors in this scenario, there were no issues, and sometimes when I would play through it, everything would work fine, and then randomly things would just start messing up again, and there was no explanation why. I created another scenario, I put down some assets, and then out of the blue, I got an error that said like tracks.bin was missing, when all I did was literally place some trees down. I wasn't even in the world editor, I was in the scenario editor too. So what I did was I did a little research and I converted this scenario from career to standard, and then the problem fixed itself. So it looks like most of the problems are with career scenarios. So for this playthrough, I have converted this scenario from career to standard. I will be re-uploading it. I did upload it previously, but I will be re-uploading it as standard. And then with all my future scenarios, they will no longer be career. They will be standard, just to avoid any potential issues. So I'm gonna shut up and we are going to get into today's playthrough. I'm so excited. I worked so hard on this scenario. I would say this is my favorite, but the scenario that I've been working on most recently after this is now my new favorite. And you will see why when we get to it. So this is Washington to Baltimore. Oh wait, it actually isn't under career anymore. That's right, it is under standard. We're going to change the route to Washington to Baltimore, and it is, where is it? There it is, Bottlenecked standard. I did convert it, and I'm gonna take that out of the title before I republish it, by the way. A northbound Northeast regional service has broken down inside the Baltimore and Potomac Tunnel, leaving only one track to service both north and southbound trains. You will operate Penn Line number 426 from Washington Union to Baltimore Penn, giving priority to both regional and express trains. Stay vigilant as major delays are expected. Oh boy, this one is so much fun. But I want to say, I noticed that when I uploaded this originally onto the Steam Workshop, there were people that were talking about how like they couldn't get the train to stop at West Baltimore to open the doors. And I just want to let you know that is not a problem with the scenario. That is a problem with the game and a problem with the route itself. The platform for West Baltimore is very small. You have to center one of the coaches like perfectly centered on that to get the doors to open. That's nothing that I can do. That's nothing that I can change. That has nothing to do with my scenarios. That is the game. That is the route itself. I just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer now, because I don't want you to think that, I messed up the scenario and then give me a thumbs down on it because of that, when that in fact is out of my control. So I figured that I would let you know now. So it is autumn time. The weather is foggy and it is shortly after 3 o'clock p.m. Of course, the difficulty is high and it's going to take about an hour and a half to complete this scenario. So without further ado, let's get this started. So excited for this. I cannot even begin to explain how excited I am for this. Also, the other scenario that I'm working on, you probably saw it in there. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but if you can take a guess, oh boy, that one is so fun as well. I spent so much time working on it, and there are so many little details and little things that happen in it, and it's another nail biter. It takes a while, there's a process to get through it, but I like scenarios that provide a challenge, I like scenarios that are quick, straight, and to the point, but I also do like scenarios that, take a little longer to, achieve and complete. All right, good afternoon, engineer. Today you will be operating northbound Penn Line service number 426 from Washington Union to Baltimore Penn. You will be making stops at all marked stations along the way. You're scheduled to depart Washington Union at 15:15, that's 3:15 p.m., to arrive at Baltimore at 16:24, that's 4:24 p.m. And of course, I completely missed what it said because I did not read it fast enough. But basically when the scenario starts, right, it's going to start you kind of coasting backwards for some reason. I guess because maybe the brakes are off on the train and we are currently on an incline or a decline. So the train's gonna automatically start moving backwards. Might be a little hard for you to hear me with all of these engines, but the second the scenario starts, just make sure that you put on the brakes and your train shouldn't move. I think the only reason why it did that for me is because I have rail driver. So the second that it loads up, I kind of have to, you know, make a move on the rail driver in order for it to register that the brakes are on. I feel like if you're not using that, you shouldn't have that problem. So we're going to get our lights turned on here. It takes a few switches in order for it to work. There we go. It's foggy, it's not raining, so we're gonna keep the windshield wipers off. I'm gonna remove one of the brakes, but I'm gonna keep this in full service. We're gonna set the directionality to forward. I do have my fan railer mods installed. I have the Acela horn. We're operating the HHP-8 locomotive today with, I think they're Bombardier. I think that's how you pronounce it, Bombardier. We have those Mark coaches, as you can see behind us right here. And I don't know if you've noticed, the game looks a lot better. I have graphical enhancements. I'm using RW Enhancer Pro. I'm using G Shade. I have my own custom preset. If you're interested in that, let me know and I will share it. It really isn't too sophisticated. So it's like, you know, like I didn't tweak with the settings too much. Just wanted to make it, you know, more vibrant and make the colors pop a little more. So I have that. Oh, I also have the, it's like Armstrong AP weather and sky enhancements. It's something like that. I forget what it's called, but I also have that. I paid for that and downloaded that. So like everything is so much better. That's why the fog looks the way that it looks right here. It normally does not look like this with the vanilla game, but because I have all my graphical mods installed, it looks so much better. You're gonna hear the horn in a second. If you haven't watched my previous videos, then it's basically the same as the Acela Express. So we are due to depart at 15:15. Just a few seconds, we're going to turn on the bell. Conductor, congratulations, you have successfully boarded passengers at Washington Union. You may now begin your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop, New Carrollton. So let's sound our horn, 2 short blast, and let's get this thing rolling. So I have Fan Railer's sound mod installed, right? I have the, oh look, we're moving backwards because we're not giving it enough throttle. So I have the sound mod installed, but I did not install, you know, the physics and the input mappers, and there's a reason why. Because there's a glitch with them. There's some sort of issue with the mods themselves to where, like when I have them installed, the cab signaling is not right. It displays as like 88 signal speed always, and I don't like that. I don't like that because if I'm making YouTube videos, I'd rather the cab signaling be functioning properly. For those that, you know, don't understand the game or don't understand signaling. So I didn't do that, so I don't have any of the super realistic physics, I guess, but I have the sounds, which is what is most important to me. And just realize, now that we aren't being scored because we're running a standard scenario now instead of a career scenario, technically I won't be too upset if we speed, but I'm still going to try and not speed. Just so we stick to, you know, the general schedule of things. Signal speed is 30, but track speed is 15, so we're going to follow the track speed, of course. Speed should be going up to about 20 miles an hour any second, then 45 shortly after. This was so fun to make, but this was time consuming. Not only was it fun to make, it was kind of hard in a way because I had to play through it several times to get the timings right, you know, for the station stops, because everything's delayed. So I had to get the, you know, correct times to come into the stations with the delays. And I had to, you know, play through it several times because there were different possibilities for how early or how late you could come in. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't too lenient, but I also wasn't too strict. So, you know, it's not like super hard for the player, but it won't be super easy. I would consider it kind of normal or average. All right, speed limit's 45. So we're gonna put our throttle up to about 55%. I normally like to keep it around 50% up until we're going at least 50, 60, or 70 miles an hour. Then after that, I'll start to raise it higher, just so that we don't accelerate too fast and make the passengers uncomfortable. Oh, you can hear the sounds of the engine. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it. And 95 is coming up shortly. You can see we have some consist sitting off to the left-hand side inside Washington Coach Yard. And look at the fog, look at how good it looks. That's definitely part of the AP Weather Enhancement Pack. Like, the fog looks so good. So good. All right, we're gonna bring us up to about 50%. We're due at New Carrollton at 15:27. We're gonna arrive at about 15:25, so 2 minutes early, but that's expected. We come out of Washington pretty fast. We're not going slow very long. All right, so we're going about 60, so I'm gonna begin to raise the throttle up slowly, slow and steady, until we get to about 100%. There we go. It's so realistic because in real life, this is how low the visibility would actually be. You know, especially when you're in a situation where there is dense fog. It's dense. You can't see very far in front of you. All right, we don't need to slow down or notch off the throttle because speed limit's up to 125 now, so we're just gonna push it full force up until Landover, to where we will have to reduce speed for that interlocking. We might even get there a little bit before 15:25. 1500 hours, sorry, I feel like I'm saying it wrong because that is not standard American time, that's Army time. Red signal on the southbound track, and that is because there is a southbound Penline service coming. I'm gonna get my labels ready so we can see it. There it is, see, it's quick. Penline 4, what was it, 425, 435? I don't remember what it was. Came out of literally nowhere because we can't see anything. It is dense fog this afternoon. There's our alerter, forgot about that. That's a thing. That scared the living crap out of me and nearly killed my ears, but hey, at least it does its job to wake you up if you're falling asleep or not paying attention, right? That's its purpose. I actually think we're a little late because any other time that I've played through this, every other time that I've played through this actually, we didn't pass that southbound service until like right here. We passed that miles ago. So I think we're a little late, actually. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It won't matter, because we're gonna arrive to New Carrollton really early anyways. All right, coming up on 110 then 100, so we're gonna begin to brake right now that we're about half a mile out. Clear signal. I love how you literally can't see the signals until they're right there. It's so realistic. Especially, look at this. It's so dense. It's so dense. Let me turn off my graphic enhancements and you'll see the difference. Look at it. It's so gray. The game lacks color. It's like, ugh. Now it looks so much better with the color. All right, we're gonna notch off the throttle and begin slowing down for New Carrollton here. We're gonna go into suppression. This train stops very quick, so I don't need to, you know, start braking 2 miles out. I can wait till half a mile or 3/4 of a mile to really start braking. This thing slows down quick as heck. got a signal coming up. I know that's faulty, but that looks like it's displaying, yep, it was displaying something. That's a faulty signal. It always has a weird aspect, but this time it actually is showing something. Let's turn our bell on. Wow, we are still very early. We're coming into the station kind of slow. Normally rolling at about 30 miles an hour, and we're down to 20 right now. All right, doors are open. It's beautiful. Like, look at the difference. I'm gonna turn it on and off again, watch. It's on right now, off. Just look at how flat and dull the colors look. I like that color pop, and I like that added, you know, saturation. The yellow line is like the biggest difference, and that red line too at the bottom of the HHP-8 locomotive. Even the coupler looks a little more rusted out with this turned on. That's funny. All right, we should be departing any second. Oh, a little late, I see. We're due to leave right now. Okay, there we go. Congratulations, you have successfully boarded passengers at New Carrollton. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop is Seabrook. All right, let's get this thing moving and quick before we start rolling downhill. There we go. I'm gonna have to give it some throttle. I'm gonna put this up to 60% just because we're on a 1% incline. Signal speed is 30, so we can't surpass that right now. We're due at Seabrook at 15:32, expected to arrive at 15:31:30. And that number is quickly rising. So we're gonna have to gun it if you want to get there on time. All right, that's a 45. We're switching on to track 1. Obviously, as to be expected. We're a MARC service and we're gonna be stopping at those stations, and also there will be higher priority services that will be passing us on track 2, so we will have to get over anyway. All right, we are up to 110 now. Wow, looks like we are barely just gonna make it on time. Now we're expected to arrive at 15:31:50 with just 10 seconds to spare and slowly decreasing, so we gotta gun it. All right, I'm gonna give it all we got. I mean, we're gonna be facing major delays, obviously by the title of this scenario, Bottlenecked. So might as well just gun it now while we can and be on time as much as we can now before it's too late, because eventually we won't be on time anymore, you know? All right, I'm gonna begin to slow down. I don't want to overshoot this station. Oh, we are just going to make it. Actually, we might not. We might be late. I don't think it'll... Like, how late do you have to be before it says, like, you did not complete the task successfully? Because I know that on a standard, if you're late, it won't take points away. Obviously, there's no points. But, like, it'll say that you did not complete it successfully, and it won't give you the check mark. It'll give you an X for that specific stop. So we're 14 seconds past, but like, when is it considered late? Is it after 30 seconds past when you're due? Is it a minute past when you're due? 2 minutes past when you're due? When is it considered that you're not on time anymore, you know? And when can you not get that successful message on a standard scenario? I know some of you might not like the standard scenarios, but if I'm being honest with you, it seems like the only way that I'm gonna avoid most of the issues that I encounter while creating scenarios. So it's gonna have to be standard. Sorry, guys. All right, congratulations. You have successfully boarded passengers at Seabrook. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop is Bowie States. All right, let's get rolling. Start off very slow. It's like it has to grab all of the coaches. It's all just jolting like crazy at first as it grabs the coaches. Once it has all of them moving, then I can start to really accelerate. I've noticed it really does that with this locomotive. All right, Bowie State, next stop, due at 15:39. We're gonna arrive at 15:38 and some change, so we look to be pretty on time with that. Clear signal ahead. So far, so good. That scared the living shit out of me. I was in my own little zone just then. That little patch of me being quiet. We haven't seen that in a minute. How long do you have to not touch the controls for that to come up? That's only the second time it's happened, surprisingly. I would have thought that it would have happened, you know, happened again already. All right, we're above 60, so we're gonna give it a little more throttle now. You can kind of see like the outline of things straight ahead of us through the fog. I kind of wish it didn't do that. I kind of wish everything was all fogged out. You didn't see like any of that. Do you see it too? Like in the distance as like the outline of stuff is just like flickering. I think that's a glitch. I really wish that didn't happen. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe it's because my graphic details are not set at maximum, just because I'd rather have a more smooth ride. I've noticed that when I have graphic details set to the highest, every like block that it loads scenery, it just stops and lags like crazy. And the only way for me to fix that is to lower the scenery density so that, you know, I don't have those massive lag spikes every 1 to 2 miles while it loads scenery, because I hate that. It takes away like the immersiveness of the game and the realism for it to do that. I'd rather just be a smooth ride as we're going down, you know? Oh wow, we really got up here fast. Already over 100. Well, let's enjoy it while it lasts, because this won't be a common occurrence for the entire route. Keeps scaring the living daylights out of me. I think I'm speeding or something. We're gonna notch off now that 110's approaching. All right, we're gonna begin reducing speed for Bowie State. I'm finally saying it correctly. It's Bowie. Can't believe I was saying Bowie. That is embarrassing. Yikes. Ignore me. So embarrassing. All right, approaching. This train's long, so we're not gonna be able to fit the whole thing on this platform. But we can get the middle of it. Or the back middle, I guess. Close enough. Sorry, back and front passengers, as we sandwich into the station. We were due, and still are, I guess, at 15:39, so we arrived a few seconds early, which is good. So we're due right now. We should be departing, I'm thinking, at either 15:39:35, because that's the minimum amount of time that you can be at a station is 35 seconds. We might be here a whole minute. We might be leaving at 15:40. Maybe we're leaving at 15:41, I'm not sure. I don't remember. There should be a southbound service appearing out of the fog any second. Oh, look at that. I was right. Here it comes. What is it? Hold on. Oh, I missed it. I didn't do it quick enough. Obviously an Acela Express service. I don't know which one though. I could go to the 2D map to see, but I don't feel like it. But there was a southbound Acela Express that just passed us, and now there should be a northbound Northeast Regional that passes us on track 2, the passing track, any second now. Might even pass us right after we leave this station. We have to give that train priority because it really isn't like an express train, but it isn't a commuter train either. Conductor, congratulations, you have successfully boarded passengers at Bowie State. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop, Odenton. All right, so let's do this here. Let's get our bell on, and look, we're already drifting. We're just ready to go. Pulling away from the station before I was even ready. All right, let's get our throttle up to about 55%. That Northeast Regional should be passing us any second, so keep an eye out. Or at least I hope it does. If it passes us any later, then it'll cause even more delays. Because that Northeast Regional's gotta, here it comes, it's coming now, I can hear it. It's gotta get in front of us on track 1 for BWI, and we also have to be on track 1 for BWI. There it is. So we're gonna have to share that. Obviously he's gonna go first and get the priority, but he's gonna be stopping at the station for a few minutes. Dispatcher, we just received word of a northbound Northeast Regional service that has broken down inside the northbound on the northbound track inside the BMP tunnel just outside of Baltimore. We will have you take the southbound track into Baltimore, but must wait for both northbound Northeast Regional 134 and Acela 2172 to pass through the BMP tunnel first. Keep an eye on signals and proceed when safe. Oh my God, I messed up so many times I could barely read that before it disappeared. Oh my God, breathe, breathe, breathe. I might translate that into 2 parts because that is kind of long to read within 20 seconds. But basically, to summarize that, you already know the case by the description of the scenario. There's a bottleneck. The northbound track inside the Baltimore and Potomac tunnel is out of service, basically, because there's a northbound Northeast Regional that is broken down. So north and southbound traffic will have to share one track, which is the southbound track. So we're gonna have to wait for an Acela Express that just left DC now. Oh, look what this is. Southbound Penn Line? Yeah, southbound Penn Line. We're gonna have to wait for northbound Acela that's leaving just about now from DC. And we're also gonna have to wait for that northbound Northeast Regional that just passed us that's gonna be sitting north of us for a while too, because they're gonna have to wait for the Acela as well. It's a hot mess. You may proceed through stop signal aspects when approved by the dispatcher. You can request to pass a signal at danger by pressing the tab button on your keyboard. If no response is given, you may proceed at restricted speed. If denied, wait until approved. Yeah, so there's a lot going on with this scenario. You'll see what I'm talking about. But the reason why that northbound Northeast Regional that passed us has to wait for the northbound Acela that just left DC is because that Acela's not stopping at BWI, and it's going fast, so it's going to catch up. You know, and Acela gets main priority over everything because it's an express train. So we're gonna be waiting for 2 northbound trains to clear the tunnel ahead of us before we have the right of way to go, you know? Oh, signal aspect. Reduced to 30. What is this, limited? Medium limited, medium? I don't know my signals. Please, Lord, I need help. I'm surprised the alerter didn't come on at all. Is it because we're already in suppression that it didn't? I think that maybe we would have had to go under the signal. I spoke too soon. I have to wait until I go below. There we go, now I can release it. And I think we're gonna put cruise control on. We're probably gonna be rolling at 30 for quite some time here. We'll put cruise control on. We'll put this up to, what is it, 30? It's about 30. We'll give ourselves a little bit of throttle. There we go. We're gonna be rolling at 30 for a while. Let's take a peek ahead of us. Yeah, we can't see any signals ahead of us. It is too foggy. I'm gonna get fired as a train engineer. I'm sitting here on my phone. That is prohibited. What are the like rules and laws for that in real life? Like let's say you're an actual train engineer on the Northeast Corridor, operating an Acela, and you decide you want to get on your phone and check your Instagram. Can you get fired for that? Is that reckless endangerment? Can you go to jail? God, that's so damn loud. What are their policies for that, like Amtrak? They probably have a no tolerance policy for being on your phone, obviously. I mean, you're like when you're driving a car, it's illegal in many states at least. I'm just curious how that works for trains and train engineers, you know? I can barely see the signal. Oh, it just turned green. Yeah, it just turned green. Did you guys see that? It just turned green. All right, well, we can't go above 30 yet or else the alerter will go crazy. So we're gonna have to hold out at 30 on cruise control at this limited approach, medium approach, whatever this is until the next signal, which is about half a mile now. We're due at Odenton at 15:49. That's including the delay. And we're expected to arrive 15:47 and some change, slowly rising to 15:48. So it looks like we're going to get there right on time. We could even be a few seconds late, judging by how fast that ETA is going up. Yeah, we're clear now. That Northeast Regional that passed us must be on track 1 now. It's probably ahead of us on track 1, far enough to where it shouldn't matter. Plus, we're stopping at Odenton for a minute anyway, so that's gonna give it even more space. There we go. All right, let's get this thing moving. (110), clear signal. It's not like we'll be accelerating too much anyway because we have a stop at Odenton coming up anyways. It looks like we're gonna arrive just on time. Perfect. Well, not on time, but you know, on time to our delayed time. Would suck if we were late to our delayed time too. I'm gonna bring this up to about 60 miles an hour before I stop and start braking. There we go. We're about a quarter mile out. And about a 1/10 of a mile out now. All right, there we go. Look at that, right on time, like 2 seconds late, and I know that shouldn't even count anyways. I love the HHP-8 locomotive. I love it. It's basically just a mini Acela, isn't it? What even happened to these things? Like, didn't they make this to like actually run as an Acela service? I don't remember them running them though. They probably didn't run them for a very long period of time. I don't know what happened with that. I need to brush up on my Amtrak history. I don't know if they were considered regional trains or express trains. The HHP-8s, they pulled AM fleets, but I'm pretty sure they were marked Acela on them. So like, what kind of Acela service was that then? That's not a true Acela service to me. I don't even think these trains can even go the max speed that the Acela Express can go. At least those train sets, because they're completely different train sets, you know? Were we supposed to leave at 15:50? We're here a whole 20 seconds late. Congratulations, you have successfully boarded passengers at Odenton. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop, BWI. All right, let's do this. We're gonna put our throttle up to about 55. Expected to arrive at BWI Airport at 15:57. That's including the delay. And we're gonna probably get there around 15:56:40. So perfect timing yet once again. I'm hoping we don't have any signals ahead. What do we got? Oh, we gotta slow down. What is that, approach limited, 45? The cab signaling is probably gonna display 30 though, because I've noticed it does that with the Acela. I don't know if that's an issue with the Acela consist itself or what. Oh, look at that. It's green now. Oh, we have a northbound. Southbound, sorry. Lots of trains out. Like I said, it's a busy afternoon. It's a weekday. It's nearly rush hour. Lots of trains out. Pre-COVID timetables, of course. Pre-COVID. COVID timetables are so boring to simulate in this game. There's no trains out. There's no trains out. Yeah, we got clear. Perfect timing for that to change. Perfect timing. I'm assuming that train was probably stopped at BWI. That's why. They probably just left BWI. That northbound Northeast Regional that had passed us when we were at Bowie. We're just leaving Bowie. All right, let's get this thing moving up to max speed. It looks like we're going to be late, and I'm not letting that happen. Estimated 12 seconds after, so let's get there as quick as we can. Thank you for completely destroying my eardrums yet once again. I'd say out of all the alerters, that is, wait, I don't know if that's my least favorite. The ACS-64 alerter is also very annoying too. I don't know which one I hate more. Both are ear bleeders though, for sure. Clear signal. Awesome, 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 awesome. We're going down a decline, so we're gonna have to jump off throttle now. It's crazy to think that Mark Penline, I'm pretty sure I've read this somewhere, is the fastest commuter service in the country that can operate at up to like, what is it, 110, 115, 120, or 125 miles an hour? That's crazy that is literally in my backyard. The fastest commuter line in the country. Commuter line. Keywords there. Just insane, you know? Alright, it looks like we're gonna arrive on time. Gunning it definitely helped us. Green signal, perfect, perfect, perfect. Don't worry, the delays have yet to start. The bottlenecking happens up near the tunnel. Once we pass BWI, that's where the trouble begins, so don't be fooled by the smooth sailing we are encountering right now. This will not last much longer. If anything, we probably won't go over 100 miles an hour ever again from this point forward. That was the last time we'll probably reach that. And also probably the last time that we're going to be going over, maybe, I'd say, yeah, over 65, 70. That was the last time I think we're going to be going over 70. We're going to be below that pretty much the whole time from this point forward. Look at that. We're less than 1/10 of a mile from the platform, and it's just now come. Wow. The platform literally came into view right as we were coming into it. Like, you just can't even see it. Perfectly on time yet once again. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Arrived exactly 15:57, perfect, and we should be departing around 15:58. We've been sitting here kind of long. We should have left 20 seconds ago. I don't know why it keeps having us do that. All right, conductor, congratulations. You have successfully boarded passengers at BWI Airport. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop is Halethorpe. We are due at 16:05, expected to arrive at 16:02. Yep, we have a lot of extra time with this one, and you will see exactly why. We should have some medium approach aspects pretty much the whole way there. We're gonna be slowing down for signal aspects, so let's just get as high as we can in terms of speed now. Thank you for that, alerter. Really appreciate it. Let's take a peek ahead. There we go. This is where it starts, guys. This is where it starts. Let's go into suppression. We gotta drop to 30. Southbound. Now would be a really good time for that cruise control, so let's bring this down to 30. Or at least somewhere close to it, if you feel me. I don't want to go above 30. I don't know if this alerter's gonna yell at me if I go a hair above 30. We're gonna be crawling at 30 for a little bit. This signal block is really long. I'm pretty sure this signal block's probably about 2 miles. Maybe a little more, I don't know. Maybe a mile and a half, but it's pretty long. I'm pretty sure it's just this one signal block though. I still can't get over the color differences. Look at this. Off, on, off, on. It actually looks like fall. It's just so bland. Like, now that you're used to watching it like this, the whole video, when I turn it off, don't you now see like the problem? The game lacks color and contrast. My gosh, the difference is just like astronomical. The difference in frame rate isn't even too high anyway, and I do plan on upgrading my graphics card. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do that. Struggling financially again right now, so I'm gonna have to wait more on that, and I really wanted to do that. Very disappointed. Can't see jack shit. I love it though, it's so realistic. I was gonna have this be like a clear sky scenario, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. I feel like I'm always doing clear skies, or I'm always doing rain, or I'm always doing snow, or I'm always doing partly cloudy. Let's do something different. I was like, let's do fog or haze or something like that. You know, I feel like that would be fun. Still can't see the signal ahead of us. I mean, and if it's higher, it's not like we can accelerate anyway because the alerter will go crazy. And I try not to turn it off. I try not to turn, you know, cab signaling and all that off because it just adds to the realism. I like to have it on. I know that you can turn it off. I don't like to. I only do it when I have to. Absolutely have to. Oh, going up to 45. Thank you, signal. Thank you, thank you. Any second now. There we go. Let's do this. I shouldn't have accelerated too fast. There we go. Going on to track A now. And look, another station stop. Arriving at our perfect delayed time. We were due here a while back, but 16:05 is the new adjusted time for the delay. And arriving at it perfectly. Forgot to turn my bell on, oops. I'm a terrible engineer. Perfect, just on time. All right, congratulations, you have successfully boarded passengers at Hillthorpe. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop is West Baltimore. Like I said at the beginning of the scenario, West Baltimore is very tricky. You have to align the coach perfectly on the platform. This is not, you know, per me or my scenario, this is the game and the route itself. Don't blame me for that, please. Please, 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 I am begging you. I want to see what these, oh my god, look at the ugly green without the filter. It looks so much better with my color correction on. Ugh, that looks disgusting when it's not on. It's weird. It's so dull. All right, speed limit 45, track speed as well as signal speed. So we're gonna be crawling for a little bit here. Cruise control is going to be our best friend. So let's bring it down now while we can. All right, West Baltimore track A, we're due at 16:16. That's our new arrival time based on, you know, the delays so far. And we're expected to arrive at 16:13 due to some interesting signal aspects coming up. I truly wish that the alerter would just be like short little pulses, like meep, 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 instead of just one solid super loud pulse. It's like, that's not even an alerter, that's just an annoyance, you know? If anything, that just gives me anxiety. It's just anxiety inducing. It's not alerting me. That is triggering me. It's just so unnecessarily loud, you know? Signal coming up in about 3/4 of a mile. Yeah, we're going around a curve. We're not gonna be able to see it for a little bit. That's an approach medium, I think. I need to pull up my signal charts. Shall I do that? Shall I do it? Let's pull up my signal charts. Test my signal knowledge. I have it saved in the bookmarks on my phone, I'm not lying. I requested signal of danger ahead and nothing came up, so. Let's get ready to slow to 30, I guess, right? Yep, it's 30. .30 signal speed. Oh, never mind. It's clear. What was the point in that? All right, back up to 60 we go now. Track speed is 60 and we're clear. I'm gonna adjust cruise control now. Bring this bad boy up to about 60. Just below it, I don't want to speed. Someone mentioned in one of my previous videos an auto braking switch in the Acela. That is so handy, I'm gonna have to use that. I looked in this engine and I didn't see it. Is there an auto brake switch in this one too? Wait, is this it right here? No, that's parking brake. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Ignore me, ignore me, ignore me. I'm stupid. Need to learn to read. Wait, that wasn't 60. I put it at 50. See, I told you I can't read. I wasn't lying. Well, there's no point now. The speed limit's going down to 55. It'll be going back up to 60 though. We haven't sped at all halfway. I'm very surprised. If this was a career scenario, we might have gotten a perfect score. But still, that's really good. I'm really proud of myself. Whoa, what's this? Go into suppression now. Let's do it. Going back down to 30. Sorry, I forgot I cannot lift off of suppression until we are below 30. I forgot about that. Oops, oops, oops. All right, let's put this thing right back on in. Oh, we have a signal of danger ahead. Let's put this down to 30. There we go. West Baltimore is coming up ahead in about half a mile, yet you can't see it at all. Looks like we're gonna arrive around 6:14, probably around 6:14:30, maybe 6:15 the latest, and we're due at 6:16, so perfect timing. And we're gonna be sitting at West Baltimore for a while, guys. We're gonna be held up there because, yeah, we just are. We're waiting for a northbound Northeast Regional to move. I will show you in a second when we get there. When we stop at the station, I'll give you guys kind of like a little rundown of what's gonna happen for the foreseeable future of this scenario. I'm gonna pull off the throttle. And at this point, I think I'm gonna turn cruise control off. I don't think we're going to need it anymore. All right, let's put on our brakes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna align the camera. This platform is very tricky. Okay, now, let's see if I can get it first round. Did I do it? I did it, what? Wow, okay, we don't need your request at danger now. We can wait for that because we're gonna be sitting here a while. Go away, we don't care about you. I did it first try. Normally I don't align it and I have to either reverse or I have to move up more to the next coach, but you have to align one of these coaches perfectly on this platform. If it's like, if this were to be like maybe 5 feet this way, it wouldn't work. If this were to be 10 to 15, maybe 20 more feet this way, it wouldn't work, the doors wouldn't open. You have to align it like perfectly on this platform for the doors to open. So we're gonna be sitting here a while. Let's take a look at the driver guide, okay? So we arrive at 6:16. We don't depart West Baltimore until 6:25. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9 minutes. 9 minutes we are sitting here, and that is because I'm gonna show you now on the 2D map. So this is us here. We're on track A. There's track A, track 1, track 2, track 3, okay? We're chilling here. Look what lies ahead. The northbound Northeast Regional that had passed us right as we were leaving Bowie. That's sitting here at a red signal because it's going to be switching on to track 2 because, or track 3, my bad. It's gonna be switching on to track 3 because of this Northeast Regional 94 northbound that's broken down. And look what's heading southbound now. We have an Acela Express 2121 that it had to wait for because it's giving priority to this service. So this one has to wait. Now, when this Acela Express goes by, right, I'm pretty sure that this northbound Northeast Regional will not be able to move after this goes by Why? Because now we have a northbound Acela Express. Oh, she's a little late. Actually, she may not be late. We have this northbound Acela Express that's coming in that cannot be delayed, or if it is going to be delayed, it has to be delayed less than this because it has higher priority, if that makes sense. So this northbound Northeast Regional might have to wait for that to come and pass on track 3, go first, then this can go and follow behind it. Then we go and follow behind this, if that makes sense. You know, I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. This Acela is coming out of the BMP tunnel now on track 3, passing the Northeast Regional that's just chilling like a villain. Now, I don't remember if this guy is gonna get to go. I guess we're gonna see any second now. I'm thinking that we're gonna have to wait because the northbound Acela is gonna come, I think, on track either 1 or 2. It might be 2. It is gonna come on track 2 and then switch to track 3 and then go around. Yeah, I'm thinking the Acelas are gonna get main priority. Northeast Regional is gonna have to wait, and then of course, because we're a Penline Mark service, we have the lowest priority. We have to do the most waiting, but I guess that's to be expected. I don't know like exactly how it works in real life, if it works any other way, but I love scenarios like this. I love scenarios where things are different. And look at this Penline. This guy's gonna be waiting a while because we're gonna get to go through the tunnel first before he gets to go through. So this dude's gonna be waiting probably 15-20 minutes before he can even go. He's gonna be held up at this red signal for a minute because we're gonna be coming through here directly in front of him, and we'll have to switch tracks here to come into Baltimore Penn. But we've already had plenty of delays, so they're not gonna delay us anymore. They're gonna delay this guy over here. So, oh, see, this happened fast. Look, the Acela is already, I don't even think it was at, it was probably at BWI last time we checked up on it, and now it's coming up on one of the last turns before it passes it, and I can't believe we missed it. Aw, I should have left 2D mode. The southbound Acela just passed on track 3, because we're on A, 1, 2, 3, yeah. It passed on track 3. They're about to beat right here. That was 2121 that just passed us, and 2172 is what will be passing us within the next few minutes. But other than this, we're gonna be sitting at this station. Obviously, you can see we're gonna be here a while. I wanna see what this signal aspect ahead says. I wanna see if it's, yeah, we have a stop and what is a stop and proceed? Let me check the map. This is a stop and proceed, and it says stop, then proceed not exceeding 20 miles per hour. Be prepared to stop for any obstruction. So I don't know if that's gonna still be like that by the time we're done with West Baltimore. Sometimes this glitches, and it is. And if so, then we're gonna have to, you know, request a pass signal. And if we get approved, then we can go. I don't know why we're getting approved now. We should not be getting approved now because you know what we're gonna have to do? We are gonna have to go this way, come onto this track, right? And then come here onto this track, and we'd be coming right behind this train, and there would be a collision. We should not be approved for that, you know? We should not be approved for that. But maybe we're approved for that because it's taking into the fact that we will be departing West Baltimore at 1625, and at that time would be approved, which it shouldn't be working like that. It should be, here it comes, it's passing us right now. It shouldn't be working like that. What it should be doing is, as of right now, should be giving us request to pass signal at danger denied until we finish picking up passengers, to then it approves, if that makes sense. I don't know why it's approving us now. That should not be the case. Well, good thing we're gonna be sitting at this station a while because we need to. We absolutely need to. Here it comes now. So the Acela passed us on track A123, and now it's switching on to track 4, or no, what is this? A123. It was on track 2 and now it's switching to track 3. Okay, I got it mixed up. Northbound Northeast Regional is waiting for this Acela now. Once this Acela passes this signal in the tunnel, this northbound regional should start moving. And at that point, we should be just about finished at our station. Yeah, because it's 1622. We're due to leave at 1625. So this should work out just perfectly. Just perfectly. I love stuff like this. I want to do more scenarios like this. This was so fun to make. I cannot tell you. So fun to make. All right, Acela 2172 is just about past this signal right now. There we go. So now this train has clearance and it is beginning to move right now. Perfect. I don't remember ever seeing the signals displayed like this on the map. Like when I make career scenarios, I never saw that before. It wasn't until I started, you know, making them as standard or converting them to standard with TS Tools, which is a program, that I noticed that these are now on the 2 2D map. Why is that? Why wasn't that on the map when I was doing that as a career scenario? I just noticed that. All right, so now northbound Northeast Regional 134 should be switching to this track right now. There we go, perfect timing. And it's gonna be following behind this guy. Yeah, this signal should be red. So this train might have to stop at this signal, but this Acela, if it gets to this signal in time, it'll pass up this block here so that this northbound won't have to stop here. We'll have to see who gets where first. But we're still stuck for another 30 seconds, then we should be moving. But you pretty much see the pattern. This Acela goes, this northbound goes, we go, and then once we arrive here, then Penn Line 641 southbound is given the clearance to head on track 3 through the tunnel. Just a big ass bottleneck, basically. All right, we should be pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna put the bell on, I'm gonna honk the horn, and we should be leaving any second now. It's 16:25. Continuing the trend of leaving 25 seconds later. Okay, I can deal with that. Conductor, congratulations. You have successfully boarded passengers at West Baltimore. You may now continue your journey to Baltimore Penn. Next stop, Baltimore Penn. So it is our last stop. Let's release the brakes, get this thing moving. Give ourselves a little throttle. All right. Oh, I know it's screaming, it's screaming. It's all good, guys, it's all good. I wasn't in the cab, so I didn't see none of that. But it's all good because request to pass signal of danger has been approved, so you can go. If you encounter any signals like that on any of my scenarios, I think it's the tab. Yeah, press tab and request to pass signal at danger. If it's denied, do not go, because I'm pretty sure if you do, you can or will fail the scenario. I'm not sure how the computer works. There's a setting in the game options that says if you pass a signal at danger, it ends scenario. I always have that unchecked, but I'm not sure if it fails you or not. But if you come across red and you do it and it says approved, you can go through. You just have to proceed at restricted speed or signal speed, which is gonna be either 15 or 20 miles per hour usually. So in this case, it's 20. So we're going to be cruising at 20. And I believe there's another danger signal. Oh, there was a danger signal ahead, but now that I'm pressing it, nothing's popping up anymore. So I guess it is clear. Perfect timing. The alerter was not happy with me whatsoever. This is what happens when you change to an external view and decide not to pay attention to what's going on inside the cab. Don't worry, I wasn't speeding or anything. We hadn't even passed the signal anyway, so I don't know what was screaming at me so much. We still slow down in time anyway. All right, we have what appears to be an approach, slow to 30, be prepared to stop at next signal. We're gonna increase up to 30 now. And we should be switching on to track 3 right now so that we can maneuver around this broken down ACS-64 engine. I want to do a rescue scenario where a train breaks down and you have to go rescue them. That'd be fun. I'm gonna do that. That might be one of my next scenarios. It isn't going to be my next because that one's already done. I gotta film a video for it, but it's ready. That one's loads of fun too. Lots of interesting things happen on that one. Let's request to pass danger ahead. And it's approved. Okay, so there was a danger ahead, but we're allowed to go through it. We're in the middle of the tunnel, so we can't really see the signals until we're right up in front of them, plus it's foggy out, so it's best to do this farther in advance, you know? That way you actually have time to stop if need be. There we go, there's our broken down train that's been causing all these problems. Oh, we're restricted. We gotta reduce to 20. It was approved though, so we can pass through it. Looks like we're gonna be arriving just on time. We're due at 16:35 and expected to arrive at 16:34:53. It's gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be very close. I really hope we can get there without it being mad at us. I don't know how late you can be before it, you know, says that you didn't stop on time, or it doesn't count the stop towards the scenario, if that makes sense. No signals at danger ahead. You're good to go. Looks like we might be late, guys. It's getting later and later. I don't know how late. I'm thinking we're gonna end up being 30 seconds late. I don't know if that counts as late or if that counts as on time. Keep in mind these times are adjusted with the delays. So the original time we were supposed to be there was probably like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes ago. These are adjusted to the delays. And right as we come out of the BMP tunnel, you will see southbound Penn Line service. Might be able to see it, there it is, Penn Line 641 southbound. That guy is just chilling, waiting for us. He has the lowest priority because he started off with no delays while we already had a stack of delays and we had to wait for those express trains, you know? So we get to go first because we're already super late. Once we go, then he's allowed to go. Oh, look, it's our first time speeding. Why is track speed 15 when I was not notified of that change? Right at that signal, track speed changed to 15, but there's no marker for it. I wonder why that is. Dovetail, what have I told you? Fix your game. You can't have a track speed change with no indication for it, especially when it's normally not there. It's probably that crossover point. Wait, no, it can't be that crossover point because there were other scenarios where I crossed over there and it wasn't 15, it displayed as 20, you know? Now we have a 15 marker. But we don't have to worry about losing points, which is good. Oh, it's gonna be so close, guys. It's gonna be so close. I think we're gonna arrive on time, but just barely. Coming into Baltimore Penn. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit just because I want to get here on time. All right, we did. We made it here 2 seconds early. We did it. We did a good job. All right, lights off, brakes applied, reverser. What else do we have to do? I guess at this point we just wait. Wow, we did good, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to download this scenario should be re-uploaded now. I'll have a link pinned in the comments and in the description box. Go download it. It was a career scenario, now it's a standard scenario just to avoid any issues. Why is that woman walking on the track in front of us? Girl, get off the track. What are you doing? I cannot wait for this route to be extended to Philadelphia. It's currently in the works. I'm so excited. When that's done, guys, I'm gonna make a million scenarios, and I'm so excited for that. I cannot even begin to express how excited I am for that. My favorite part of the corridor is actually going to be coming. What I'm worried about though, is that conductor, congratulations, you have completed the scenario. Awesome. Good. We better have. So we only sped once. Wow. We did good. Okay, what I'm worried about is that when the team is done laying the track for it, they're gonna just upload it and let people download it. And then I'm worried that it's gonna suffer the same fate that New Haven to Boston suffered, where the track was completed and like barely any scenery was done, and then it was just kind of abandoned. I'm worried that that's gonna happen. I'd rather them just hold on to it and complete everything 100% before releasing it, you know? I feel like that would just give the best outcome. And it's not as messy that way, you know? Because I feel like once it's released, I feel like a bunch of people are gonna all start working on it with scenery, and everyone's gonna kind of be doing their own thing. So it's like, how do you combine the work of all those people onto one map, you know? I don't even know how that would work onto one route. I just hope that they finish it all 100% before releasing it, because I feel like putting it out just after the track is done and there's no scenery or little scenery, it's just gonna be a mess of a release. And this is too important for me for this to suffer the same fate as New Haven to Boston. I really don't want it to just be track with no scenery, because that can't happen. We can't let that happen. This route is too good. This route is too good, but I'm happy, you know, and I'm excited to see how everything turns out. I know that like the team working on it, they're very talented and they're really good people. Cactus Juice is laying track. Evan, I believe, is in charge of the whole thing, so it's exciting. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next scenario playthrough. It'll be coming soon. The next one is called Nightcrawler. I'll see you guys next time. So long.